Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit Take2Radio.com.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio. Tonight we have special host, dr-mary-barrett, and joining her is going to be Paranormal Investigator / Ghost Hunter, Mike Pararetting. Hi, guys. You're all on air.
Hi, Pam. Thanks. Hey, Mike. Mike? Pam?
I wonder. Yeah, I got him connected.
Mike.
Let me put him back on hold and see if I can pull it back up again.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Well, apparently Mike is going to be a ghost tonight.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, the only thing I can say is, he's having a problem with his phone. Hold on a minute.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he just texted me.
Okay.
Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day and the beginning of the week and a good start to it.
Yeah, we're still waiting for your, whatever you called it, to fly over and get rid of the icky stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's been a couple of weeks for a lot of people.
More like months, I think.
Yeah, but hey. But I've noticed the last couple of weeks it's been really bad. And to tell you the truth, I'm at the point I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to go crawl in a hole.
I'm right there with you. Or maybe we should buy a plane ticket somewhere better yet.
The plane crashed.
Does he want to hang up and try calling back? Because he's still online here.
Okay, Mike, hang up and call back. That's okay. We'll wait for him. I was on Mike's show a couple weeks ago, too. He's very interesting. He has a lot of stuff that's going on, and he does very well. And he's from Ohio.
I can't wait to hear it. It sounded interesting from what I read on his bio, and that he grew up in a very active haunted house. I mean, I just can't even imagine that, but I would imagine then again that you'd probably get used to something like that.
Yes, because I live in a very haunted, active house.
You live in one now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My daughter,
well,
she's walking through the walls all the time. I hear them, I see them. You know, I get to the point where I don't.
Okay, he called back in. Let me try this again.
Okay.
Mike?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yay, there he is. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You and Mary, go ahead and have a great show. I'll be listening in.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi, is this Mary Barrett?
Yes, you're supposed to have a phone, and you're supposed to talk in it. Just say hi.
I called in, but you guys couldn't connect me, and the sound quality is bad. You're going to have to upgrade your...
Hey, you got to talk to Pam about that one. Okay.
No, not me. Blog Talk just updated their stuff, so it should be good. Mary, you were sounding far away, so now you sound better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm right here. Okay. Mike, we were talking about you before you came on, so why don't you tell us some more about yourself?
Okay, my name is Mike Reddy. I'm out of Columbus, Ohio. I am not giving you my age because that's a secret, and a lot of people don't know my age, and they're not going to know it. But I was born and raised in Ohio, and I grew up in my 20s and 30s. Now you know that I'm in my 30s, dang it. But so growing up in my 20s and 30s, I never really believed in the paranormal and spirits. And I was like watching this stuff on Sci-Fi and the Bio channel. Ghost Hunters? I was watching that stuff back in 2004, 2005, and 2006, and that's when it was really popular then. And I was like, this stuff is so fake. You know, the stuff you see on TV usually is fake. But well, with TAP now that I know, yeah, a lot of the acting was for Sci-Fi. But a lot of stuff that the Taps did on Sci-Fi was legit. Like, I've been to most of the locations they've been to, so I can vouch that that show is not all fake. But let me get started. So I was a skeptic, basically. And I met these guys, Robert Cornell and Tyler Bilcote of Columbus Ghost Hunters right here in Columbus. They're like, hey, Mike, do you want to go with us one of these days? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, the stuff isn't real anyway. So, long story short, I went with them, and we didn't get anything. Like, we didn't capture anything. They didn't get no audio, no video, anything. And we just walked around the cemetery talking to ourselves. So, it took a while. But then we did that, again and again. And then we started getting into colleges. Ohio Wesleyan University is supposed to be haunted here in Ohio. And we had access to get inside of there. And I never really experienced anything for years. I was with the team for about 2 years and didn't experience anything. And then 2008, I was laying in bed and I heard something whisper in my ear, Mike, help me. And then since then, I've just, I've been intrigued. Most definitely been intrigued with the paranormal. It's full blown now. Like I talk to them, I share my home with them, I upload audio of them communicating with me on all kinds of different equipment that is out and available. I make videos asking them to show their self-existence. I bring people into my home that is skeptic, that does not believe. I'm like, just sit there for a second. And when they leave, it's always like, wow, okay, well, I didn't know that. That's amazing. And that's all I really want to do is just try to prove to people that, hey, this stuff is real. And, spirits walk among us. They're around everybody. And since I experienced that back in 2008, I didn't think that it would affect me as much as it has. Like even the team members, like, we didn't think you would, like, be as much involved in it. We just thought that you would say, oh, okay, it's cool. But, I mean, it's full-blown, like, paranormal radio and just all the stuff that I'm involved in. I love it. So that's that.
Mike,
yeah.
Mike, have you ever been to the Ohio State Reformatory up in Mansfield?
No, I haven't.
You need to go there.
Yeah, I do. I get invited a lot. From other paranormal teams, 330 or 330 Paranormal Investigations out of Canton, Ohio. They always ask me to go, but I just never do. Greg Barris runs that team, and he always wants me to go. So I have the invitation.
You need to go. You need to go because I've been there, and I can vouch. It is very haunted, and I was there last year for the hunt that they have up there, Haunted X, and I'll tell you what, it was really, really interesting.
I mean, I know, like, some of my good friends in the paranormal community has been there, and I do know it's haunted, most definitely. I'll make it up there this year. I said that, like, the last 2 years, but I will. there's this thing, like, that I've been doing lately. I don't know if you guys been, like, following me on Facebook and social media, but what I do is I communicate with spirits remotely from inside of my home. So what I'll do is I'll pick a haunted location, like Mudhouse Mansion in Lancaster, Ohio, Bobby Mackey's in Wilder, Kentucky. I'll just pick, like, one haunted location, and I'll ask the spirits in my home to just clear the radio, like, just clear the air so I can connect to these spirits. Because you're a psychic, Mary, correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, see, I don't have that gift. I wasn't given that gift from God. So all of this stuff that I'm doing is done through equipment, science, stuff like that. But when I do this, I call on the spirits from inside of haunted locations, and I record it. For validation, I'll record it and then upload it to SoundCloud so people can check out with headphones or whatnot. So I've been doing that so much. It's amazing, some of the results I've been getting. And I think that's what's making me lazy, not wanting to go to some of these places. But, I don't have a problem going. I've been to Pennhurst. I've been to the Prospect Place. It's like one of my favorites. And I do a lot of residential places, too.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of places. Now, speaking with spirits, you need to be medium, and I am a psychic and a medium. Do you know the difference?
Psychics, well, okay, this is my input on a psychic. A psychic can tell you your future, and a medium talks to dead people.
Right. And I think we talked about this on your show, too.
Yeah, definitely.
But, yeah, there's a lot of places. I mean, I don't really care where you go. There's usually spirits everywhere. I agree with you on that one. And it just seems to be a little bit more active in certain places. Now, I swear that I am living on a burial ground because there's so much activity that goes on here that at one point I was outside and I heard this is a trailer with add-ons, and I heard the whole thing shaking. It sounded like there was a party going on in here.
It happens, especially if that's the case.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, the paranormal world. I know that I've had quite a few skeptics, and they've come right out and told me, "Hey, I'm skeptic," But then when I start doing my medium, a lot of them are like, "Wow, you nailed things, and there's no way you could have, known that." So I don't have the equipment that you have because I don't use any tools whatsoever. I just deliver messages from whoever's there and what they have to say to whomever.
Exactly. And what I'll do, one of the pieces of equipment, I'm going to give a shout out to Danny. He's the creator and maker of the Equivox. And if you guys do not know what that is, it's just an app. The guy is a genius. He makes all kinds of apps for us ghost hunters and paranormal investigators, per se. And there's this app called the Equivox. It's ECHOVOX. There's two of them. You can get one on the App Store for $15. The other one's $30. Now, everybody's like, it's an app. You can't talk to spirits with an app. Yes, you can. I back it 110%. I've used it on cases at clients' home. If you want to check out some of my stuff, you just go to soundcloud.com/ghosthunter36. And it's a really good app to use. If you guys want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. But yeah.
Now, Mike, have you done any investigations out of Ohio?
Like locations in Ohio, is that what you're saying?
No. Have you done any out of Ohio?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been to Pennhurst in Pennsylvania, and I've done a couple of resident cases in West Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, and Florida. But like the places you see on TV, I've only been to, the Pennhurst and the Prospect Place. That's it. I mean, the places I've been to.
What is your most memorable encounter? Even as a kid. It doesn't have to be professionally, like, when you were growing up or whatever.
Oh, I understand. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put this on my aunt. I was at the Prospect Place March 2014, just last year, because I go there like twice a year. So I was there, and I get a text from my sister. And she's like, hey, Aunt Libby passed away today. And she was in the hospital, and we all knew she was in the hospital, but we didn't know that she would just pass away out of the blue, Libby Redding. So my sister texts me. She goes, hey, Libby passed away. I'm sorry. I know you're on a ghost hunt. Just try to, keep your head up. So, I do my, I mourn a little bit. And, I got that text around 3 p.m., and we did the investigation at 9 p.m. So there was a lot of time in between where I had time to relax and get my head right. So later on night, about 9, 10 o'clock at night, up on the 3rd floor ballroom of the Prospect Place, it sits in Trinway, Ohio. We was running the SB7 Spirit Box, and I was up there with 330 Paranormal Investigations. And this female comes across and goes, Mike Redding. And that was really neat because I believe that's my aunt. That was my Aunt Libby Redding because it sounded just like her. So that's one of the best that I've ever heard. So it's pretty cool. Even growing up as a kid, I'd put that number one.
What would you say is the most scariest encounter that you've had?
Okay, a lot of people ask me this, and it's, I can't say that I don't have one that I would say that's scary. Getting woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with something whispering in your ear that you can't see.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I see shadows all the time in my home, but I'm okay now because I know I can't be touched, and I know that the protection that I have it's mind-blowing. I have so much protection, and I know that. And my faith in Jesus, I know that. So I've never experienced any negative, bad things like that, just besides, spirit. Don't you know what time it is? People gotta sleep, but I haven't
they like
too much bad stuff, so. Yeah.
The spirits like to keep little kids up. You have to tell them to leave you alone at times. How many people are on your team, and how long have you been doing this professionally now?
Okay, like I said, I got into the paranormal in 2007. I got with a team here in Columbus, Ohio called Columbus Ghost Hunters. And I was with them for about 1.5 years, 2 years, before I even experienced anything paranormal. Why did it take so long for me to experience something? I don't have an answer for you. Maybe it's because of my protection. Not sure. It's just I haven't. We went to cases. We went to graveyards. I asked questions in the dark by myself. I never got nothing, so I don't know why. So around 2008 is when I first heard that, whisper in my ear. That's what kind of woke me up. I live alone, no pets. That's not supposed to happen. So that's when I got, hooked on it, really, really hooked on it. I got my own team in 2013. So from 2007 to 2013, I was with a group of guys out of Columbus. But from 2013 to now, I've started my own thing called Redding Paranormal. And Redding is just my last name. So it's just reddingparanormal.com. Check me out if you want. And I wanted to start it as just me. I don't need a team. I just want to do everything by myself. And I know it's really dangerous to do that, but the reddingparanormal.com came out as, it's basically just me. I want to do everything alone by myself, prove to people hey, I can do this, go places alone. But I do have a team. Yes?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I do have a team now, and it's cool because I network with some of the best people in the world, I believe. But on my team, I have Dylan. He's 18 years old. He's from right here in Ohio. Carrie Davis, she lives in Michigan. She's also on my team. She networks. She branches out into Michigan. So if, there's a case up there, she'll handle it. Stephanie Rice, she's a psychic medium out of Pennsylvania. Susie White, she's out of Kentucky. So, I mean, I have members, but they're kind of spread out throughout the Midwest to help with places in their area. And then, of course, my dog. My dog is on my team.
Do you ever think maybe the reason you didn't hear anything or see anything is you were blocking it?
I don't know. I don't think I was blocking it. I think somebody else was. I think that comes from a higher level. I mean, you know a lot if you're a medium and psychic, but my belief is it came from a higher level on why I, my protection. That's all I believe. What do you think? What do you get?
I know a lot of people block themselves because they don't want to hear it, or they're not sure, or whatever the case may be. And like I know, for example, my one daughter, she blocks it, but now she's opened up to it. When she was in her 20s, she blocked it, and she's in her 30s now, and she's just, things are popping out of her mouth left and right. It's just like she blew open, and I told her that was going to happen. And that's what I kind of think happened with you, is that you said you were a skeptic. Well, that's a good possibility that you had some kind of a block up there, and then when you finally relaxed that block, or they broke through it.
I think this is what I believe, and you might be right on what you just said, which you probably are, right? Since then to now, I help spirits. I help them cross over. And once you do that, you're haunted, I mean, not in a bad way, but in a good way, the rest of your life. So spirits is always going to come to me, always going to follow me. I can turn on equipment wherever I go, and the first word is, Mike, help. Mike, help. So that's always going to happen the rest of my life because I help them.
Mhm.
That's just it. So I'm okay with that, and I don't mind it. So.
Well, I really believe that the spirits over in the spirit world, they need as much help in different ways. Like, if somebody is suffering here, they need somebody that they can pass a message to, letting them know that their loved one, that they're okay. Because a lot of people, I get a lot of calls where people are worried, is my loved one okay over there? Did they pass? Are they in heaven? Are they in hell? I need some kind of, I don't want to say closure, but they need some kind of reassurance that their loved ones that have passed are okay.
No, you're right. And when I do my crossings, like, not the crossings, but before I do my crossings, when I got my spirit box on, or the Equivox on, or the Alias on, or whatever I have on, and the spirits are like, help, Mike, help, I'll tell them, like, I can help you one way, actually two ways. I can help them by crossing them over. I cannot help them by finding their loved ones. I let them know that because, I mean, I really can't. I don't have gifts like that. But I know people that can. So, but, I mean, if they need help being crossed over, I got that part. But, yeah, you're right. There's not always one to be crossed over. A lot of spirits don't want to go to heaven or go into the light. They want to stay here. And I've learned that. They want to stay here with their loved ones. They want to stay here for whatever reason, but that's their decision. I will never make them go.
Right. Well, I think, like I said, the spirits over on the other side, they're the ones, we all think we need some kind of help, but they also need help, whether it's to reassure their loved ones over here, or crossing over, or whatever the case may be. A lot of people are really skeptical, but they know there's something, but they don't know what it is. So I think the more the paranormal community, including the mediums out there, that reassure the loved ones here with confirmation, that's helping people become more aware that it's really happening. And they can, through a medium, speak with speak with the loved one that's crossed over. But they also know why they're hearing banging in their house or hearing a phone ring and nobody's at the other end or whatever. They're realizing that their loved one is trying to contact them.
That's true. You're right.
So now with these boxes that they're coming out, maybe, eventually it'll be clear enough where they can actually hear the voice like they did when they were on Earth. So the people will recognize it more.
Right. And what I try to do, I can't help the whole world, but what I try to do, like people at work, a friend of mine came up to me and goes, "Hey, can you contact my mom?" Yes, I can. What do you want to know? I just want to know 3 questions. Come home. Sometimes the sessions take 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes an hour because it takes that long for that spirit to come through. I don't know where they're at, fishing, camping, hiking. They're somewhere, but sometimes it takes a while for that spirit to come through. And that spirit will come through, and I believe that's the spirit. And they answer the questions. And then I take the audio back to the person at work or wherever, and then they listen to it and go, "Oh, my God, that's my mom's voice." And it's the best feeling in the world. So I try to do as much as I can there.
Yeah, because like I was at an investigation in Oklahoma a couple of years ago, and I was actually in one room doing a hypnosis past life regression while the team, including my other daughter, was in another room. Well, I had come out of the room, and my daughter called me over and said, "Hey, they're calling you. They're yelling. They're saying, 'Mary, Mary.'" So I went over there. I said, "Okay, you want me. What do you want?" And they gave me a name. So I was telling the person, the owner of the house, we were at Hill House Manor down in Texas, and I said, this person had told me a name. And she goes, "Oh, my God." She says, "That's my grandmother," I believe she said. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So it's like really good. I like confirmation. I like being able to say something about the person that's passing the messages through, like something personal that the person here is the only one that would know. So I get a lot of confirmation that way. So do you think that we've made a lot of advances in the paranormal world since 30 years ago, say?
Oh, my God, yes, especially with the equipment. The equipment that's being made is, it went from not understanding anything on what spirits are saying or hoping that a spirit talks into your little digital recorder you got to actually saying, "Good morning," and you wait on an answer to come back, "Good morning. Hi, Mike." It's amazing. Yes, big improvement. It's amazing, and it's only going to get better. Like the equipment coming out, I have equipment that will allow spirits to communicate with the living in almost complete sentences. It's amazing. Like I'm just amazed by it. Like I am very thankful that I had that opportunity to do that.
Now, what makes you?
Days, go ahead.
What do you think? How does it transpire? Do you think what's in that equipment that actually makes us be able to hear the voices clearly?
Okay, I'll explain it one way that's really easy to understand. There's a device called the SB7 Spirit Box, and all it is a radio, and all it does is scan AM and FM frequencies at 250 megabytes per second. So, like, if you're in your car and you hit the seek button on your radio, and it goes forward and forward until it finds a radio station. But imagine it never stopping. That's all it does. So spirit takes bits and pieces of that radio frequency to communicate. So when you go, "Do you need help? Yes or no?" That spirit will get some energy and find, a word in that frequency, and then they'll speak what they want to speak, and then it'll come through. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, yeah.
I've heard it.
Okay.
It's basically the frequency that you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's take a break here for a minute. Pam, do we have any callers? Pam? He must have me on mute.
Oh, I told you you got to give me time to get off of mute. No, we don't have any callers.
Okay, great. All right, go ahead, Mike. Continue.
Okay, so I want to do something that's really important. I have this group to all the listeners that's going to listen to this radio show or that's listening now. If you don't have Facebook or you do have Facebook, go to Facebook and type in Reading Paranormal. It's a public group. If you join that group, that's my group, Reading Paranormal, I have some of the best members sitting at about 2,600 people. And what they do is I upload stuff that I capture in my home or on investigations, and I upload it to this group for people to see and hear. And so does other people. Other people will upload stuff. If they have a question about the paranormal, they go to this group, they type it, and then everybody will comment their opinion on what they think. So if you want to join that, just type in Reading Paranormal, REDDING Paranormal on Facebook and join. I just wanted to say that, and I want to say hi to all my members in that group because you're a member of it, Mary, and it's really helpful. There's a lot of good information in there, and it's good for promotion and advertising. And if you, like I said, if you have a question or you want to learn something, it's a good group to go to and do that.
Right, so they can find out. What if somebody wants you to come to their house?
If it's local, like up to 2 hours away, I will do it. If it's in another state, I'll have teams that I work with, other paranormal teams that will go do that case. If it's right here in Ohio and it's within a 2 hour window, I will schedule them because I do work a lot. But I'll schedule them and I'll go up there. But before I go, I'll usually find out because everybody does things differently. Some people do things through scientific. Don't want to mess with mediums. I have friends that don't use you guys in any way because they do everything through scientific, and that's fine. To each is their own. But before I drive 2-3 hours away, I will ask a psychic medium, Stephanie Rice, or you. I'll ask one, hey, is this a legit case? And the reason I do that because for years I've drove hundreds and hundreds of miles to these places, and we get there and there's nothing paranormal at all. Nothing paranormal at all. And it's just people like, be funny or whatnot. And I really don't have time for that. So I'll validate that case to see if it's legit before I go there. So that's what I do. That's how I do it.
Yeah. I know we talked about a case not too long ago, too, but so much has been going on, I even forgot what it was about. Now, with the people, when you go into their houses, you don't charge, correct?
I work for God.
Okay. What would you say the most interesting investigation in a private home was like?
Oh, my God. Okay. It's right here in Ohio. It's about an hour away. This guy called us, or this woman called us, and it's usually women calling us, not many guys call us. The guys are, always, there's no such thing, but it's usually the women that call us. But this lady called us and said that her and her husband was experiencing paranormal activity, and they wanted us to come out, do a house blessing, and they told us what they wanted done. So they must have already known about the paranormal to understand what a house blessing was. So me and my group went out there. And we did the investigation. We got a lot of, Class A EVPs. We got FU, Get Out, Devil. We got some, really bad stuff when we were there. So I'm like, yeah, well, it definitely needs to be blessed. So as we were blessing the home, my job is to do prayer because I'm the closest to that, And I can do a lot of prayer, even the St. Michael prayer, the Psalm 23 prayer. So I can do all these prayers in my head without even opening a Bible, because I've done it so much. So that was my job. So as we was going through each room, saging it, and I was doing the prayer, we get to the last room, which was the living room, and the door was open. Something took my breath was basically sitting on my chest, and I could not breathe. I could not finish the verse that I was on, which is the St. Michael prayer and the Psalm 23 prayer. To end it, I couldn't finish it because something was taking my breath. Like, I was being attacked from an evil piece of crap, and I had to actually walk out on the porch to get some breath and say a little prayer so I can have the strength to go back in and finish it. So I was attacked spiritually. It was bad. It was really scary. It was really scary. But I'll tell you what, God's awesome because, he helped me through it. And the best thing about clients is when we don't get a call back. When they don't call us back, or we call them and say, hey, how is everything? Everything's great. Thank you. The baby's happy. The dog's happy. We're happy. That's the best thing is when we don't get callbacks because that means we did everything correctly. But when I got attacked, that woke me up. Like, this is this is some serious stuff, You got to have protection. You got to be, you got to be on your feet at all times. But since then, I've done numerous house blessings, and I've never been attacked. But I just think I went in there and I wasn't prepared. I didn't do no protection.
What do you think what is your favorite investigation that you've gone on?
Oh, I just hit my foot on the chair. Sorry. Okay, my favorite. See,
I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
I got so excited I hit my foot on the computer chair. Okay, my favorite is, you guys know, it's everywhere. If you go to my group on Facebook, Rating Paranormal, the big cover pic, the Prospect Place. The Prospect Place is my favorite because it's an old Underground Railroad, 34-room mansion. They used to house slaves. They used to protect them. They would put them in the basement, give them food and water, and protect them from the bounty hunters back in the 1800s. But it has a lot of rich history, and that's why I love to go there. The spirits there are really cool. There's no evil there. There's a mean one out in the garage. It was the bounty hunter that got hung. He got hung out in the garage. But you can check out all that on YouTube, Prospect Place. But that's one of my favorites because I go there 2 to 3 times a year. And everybody's like, why do you go back so much? Because I love it. Every time I go, I get really good EVPs. It's really peaceful there. I like it.
Okay, now I have a question for you. What does your family and friends who are not in the paranormal, what do they say about you doing this?
Okay, right off the beginning, right off the start of this, I have 2 Facebook pages. One is Mike Para Reading. That one is maxed out at 5,000 friends. I have a like page, a fan page, a group page. And then I have my personal Facebook, and that's where all the skeptics lie and all the family members that think I'm stupid and crazy and ate up in the head is. And that's why I have to keep that stuff separated. But my mom, okay, she's in the middle of the road. She goes, I know they're spirits because I was home one night and I heard someone walking through the house and, my keys were missing one day and not the next. But then there's days where my mom goes, oh, I seen your post on Facebook. You're stupid. There's no such thing as a spirit walking, just showing herself to you or answering you. So she's kind of in the middle of the road. I think she knows that they exist, but she doesn't believe that you can actually communicate with them. And that's how time has changed. With all the equipment, things so much better. And my sister, she believes, but she doesn't want to accept it. My brother, he's a big skeptic. He believes, but he doesn't want to accept it. So, that's just the way. People at work, all my coworkers and bosses, they're like, you got anything? Because they're, intrigued by it. I'll take stuff to work, listen. They're like, oh, my God, that's cool. How's the Boondock Saints? Tell the Boondock Saints I said hi. And that's the spirits in my home. They picked that name. They want to be called the Boondock Saints to all the people that's listening. The spirits in my home, there's 4 of them. That's the nickname that they picked. So, yeah, people at work's like, hey, tell the Boondock Saints I said what's up. So, yeah, so it's mixture on what they believe and what they think.
Okay, Mike, we have a caller. Okay, Pam, patch through.
Hey.
Okay, here we go. John Webb. Say hello.
I'm talking about a certain happening in my home recently. There's been doors opening and I was hearing like certain whispers in the garage. But there's one place of concern really within myself. I don't know if it's some sort of poltergeist, but it's in my digestive tract, and every time I go to use the bathroom, it just makes this weird, loud sound.
Hey, Mary, you can hang up on him because he is being very disrespectful and people's in the background laughing. There's idiots everywhere, and he's one of them.
I disconnected him.
Okay, yeah. You can only do so much when you try to monitor phone calls on radio. I've been doing radio for years, and I deal with it all the time, so...
Yeah, and thankfully there's only one ding-dong per every, 1,000 shows I've done, so...
Yeah. As soon as he started talking, I got a sharp pain in my right temple, and then his voice was breaking up like he was about to lose the call. That's when I knew, I don't know. It's so hard to explain. The spirits in my home, they tell me, there's ways of them telling me things, and it's just cool. So yeah, I knew something was wrong. But I'm not I'm not the host, so I couldn't hit the end button.
Yeah, that's Pam's job.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out until he started talking about the bathroom, and then I knew. I mean, it's not easy for me to always tell right at the beginning that they're going to be kooks.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, well, they had their 15 seconds of fame.
Stupidity. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, there's a lot of people that don't take this seriously, but you know what? It comes back and bites them in the ass later on. They will find out, when doors do start opening up and they start hearing things, they'll be freaked out and they'll be being serious this time. So, Mike.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's really quiet. I didn't know if everybody left me or not.
No, I have respect, and I was just waiting my turn. That's all.
Okay. So is there anything else that you want to tell us?
For anybody that's listening, to the people that will ever listen to this, or is listening, that's why I say it that way. If you're intrigued with what I've talked about and what we've talked about, like I said, you can do a couple of things. One, you can go to YouTube and type in Reading Paranormal and check out some of my videos. While you're there, you're not going to see ads attached to my videos. A lot of people that make videos on YouTube will attach ads to their videos because they make money. I don't make money off of anything that I upload that has to do with the paranormal because it's not about making money. To me, it's about proving of their existence, and I'll do whatever it takes to do that for you guys. So YouTube, Reading Paranormal, Twitter, Reading Paranormal, and then on Facebook I have a like page and a group page. It's all Reading Paranormal. My website's readingparanormal.com. You cannot add me on Facebook because I'm maxed out on friends, but I do have a fan page at Mike Reading. And that's it. I just wanted to give that information, so if you guys out there want, to learn something or check out some of my work, you can.
Is there any warnings that you want to give out there or any advice?
The advice is really important. Be respectful. Be respectful to spirits. There's a lot of paranormal teams out there, a lot of young ones, and I hate to say it, but a lot of teams out there with a lot of people in their 30s and 40s in the field that is very disrespectful to spirits. And to each is their own, but if you're starting out, please be respectful. And a lot of people will go to cemeteries because that's the easiest place to get answers. That's the easiest place to communicate with the dead and spirits, ghosts. but just be respectful to them. Don't cuss at them. Don't yell at them. Don't, provoke them. Don't do what the TV tells you to do. Just be respectful and say please and just be patient. And another thing, if you're doing spirit box sessions or any kind of sessions and you ask a question, be patient. Wait like 30 seconds to 40 seconds on an answer, because sometimes it takes spirits a while to answer you because a lot of them don't know how to generate their own energy or to generate energy. So just be patient and wait for the answer. I mean, that's just a couple of things I can tell you.
Well, yeah, the one important thing is you should not do this alone. There's a lot of reasons. You want to give them the reasons, Mike?
Well, if you're alone, the number one reason is not to do it alone is because you can be attacked from good spirits taking your energy. Spirits they like energy, and even good spirits. If you go to a place by yourself, these good spirits will try to take your energy to talk to you or manifest themselves for whatever reason. But when they take your energy, you become really fatigued, really tired, almost like a drug high. And a lot of you might think that's funny, but it is really dangerous, because if you're like in a location that, is old and there's boards like that's broken and there's glass everywhere, and, it's really dangerous because you can pass out, trip over something. It's just very dangerous. And then if you run into something that's evil, demonic, which that happens, then it can be worse for you, a lot worse. So I investigate alone, but man, I've been through so much, I've learned so much, but I'm just talking to the people that's starting out. Don't do it alone. And just
actually, nobody should do alone for a lot of good reasons, and safety is, really the most important here. But, no matter how experienced you are, you can always have something happen and you may need help.
Are you saying that to me?
I'm saying it to you, and I'm saying it to everybody else out there. Now,
I'm going to continue to do it. Mom, I'm going to continue to do it. No, I'm joking. You're not Mom, but sound like her sometimes.
All right, next time you call me up and you say, I'm alone, help me, I'm going to kick you right in the rear.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be August 28th. That's when my next investigation is. August 28th, I'm going back to the Prospect Place, and I am teaming up with 35 people from all around the country, and this is going to be cool. It's like a big networking thing, so I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I'm going the week before, I'm going to be in Indiana, Roads to the Paranormal. They're having a big thing going on up there, and you should come up. You should check them out, Roads to the Paranormal.
I will. Indiana's like an hour and a half from me.
Well, it's going to be a good time. You need to come up there. There's 2 galleries going on. I'm having a gallery, and Rick is having a gallery. I mean, you need to go check it all out. It's going to be good. A lot of good, interesting speakers, like Christopher St. Booth is going to be there. There's a lot of people that's going to be there.
Can I, before you cut me off, can I give a couple shout-outs?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I'll make this quick. 60 seconds. Give me 60 seconds. I want to give a shout-out to the best underground paranormal team that I've ever met in my life, Resident Undead. The reason why they call themselves underground is because they go to these haunted locations and they do what Mary just said don't do. They go in, they go into places alone by themselves, and they're just some cool people. Ashley Lucky, Kristen. There's all kinds of cool. Rebecca Kirschbaum. There's just a lot of cool people on this group. So Resident Undead, check them out on YouTube. Robert Cornell, Tyler Bocook, Stephanie Rice, Mary Barrett. To the host, thank you for letting me call in. Appreciate it. Kayla Villa. And that's it. That's it.
All right, Mike. Thank you so much for coming on the radio show. And we'll talk to you in Facebook land.
All right, God bless. Thanks.
Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Mike is very interesting, and he's got a lot of interesting information. In 2 weeks, we're going to have another guest, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. You'll have to tune in and see or watch Facebook for the notice. But that guest is going to be very interesting, and we will see then. Hey, Pam, are you here?
Yeah.
Unmute me. There. All right, girl. Well,
yeah,
thanks for...
I'm here. So, wait, before you go, you are going to tell me ahead of time, though, right?
Nope, it's a surprise. Of course I'm going to tell you ahead of time. But
I clicked to join Mike's group, so probably after he's off the phone, he'll let me in there. Yeah, he's very interesting, and he has his own show then?
Yeah, I've been on it.
What's it called?
Oh, God, you would put me on the spot.
It's probably Ready Paranormal like the rest, you know?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know right now. But it's okay. It's up there on this Facebook. I don't even know my own name right now, so what can I say? But,
okay. Well, go ahead and give out your information where everybody can find you and your website and stuff, too.
Okay, guys, you can find me at www. I think I did too many W's there, but Mary Barrett, B-A-R-R-E-T-T, yeah, that's right, BARRETT.org. I told you I'm out of it today. Or Dreamwalker Productions, LLC.com. But I am going to be at the Roads to the Paranormal in August, so you guys need to go check out their website, and tickets are available, so don't miss out on this if you guys are in that area. See, Pam, you're close. You're close.
Yeah, it's hard enough getting around right in through this area with my disabilities. If my husband would drive me, that would be a different story, but I don't know. I'll check it out and see what I can do. Also, Mary has her own page on take2radio.com, and that's with the number 2, and just under the home button, if you put your cursor there, you can see where it says Mary Barrett. And all her previous shows are there, and you can listen to them, and you can listen to this one again tonight if you want, or share it with your friends and family. That would be great. And if you can make it to one of Mary's events, I highly recommend it. We're waiting for her to get to Chicago, and hopefully that'll be soon.
Hey, Pam, I forgot to tell you, I've started selling oils, essential oils, on my store page, but I have a gift package page where I put a lot of things into gifts, like the cleansing and the oils, and even readings are in there. So they're good for birthdays and holidays, or just to say I love you. And there's a surprise in every package. Plus, there's also a hypnosis CD that will be in there where people could tell me what they want, like if they have test anxiety or anxiety, or if they want to meditate or relaxation, if they want me to say their name or just a general one. They're in the package also.
Oh, that's so cool. And where do they find that on Facebook? What's it called?
Yeah, well, it's the Essential Oils, Mary Barrett, but it's also up on my website too, on my store page and on my gift package page under the store. A lot of people know that I'm a psychic medium, but they also don't know that I am a master hypnotist too. So I do past life regressions, but I do them only live.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Everybody go check that out. It would make a great gift for somebody, especially people that do, want a reading and can't afford it or something, and here you bought that for them. So that's an awesome gift. And, of course, the essential oils, I'm sure, are tops because Mary wouldn't sponsor that otherwise. So go check it out.
And they even have mixtures where I'll be selling for allergies, which I just got my package, and I'm going to be making up because I have allergies and I'm taking allergy shots, but I'm going to make myself some allergy oils and use them too. They're fantastic. These oils are really
check that out. Yeah, I got to check that out because I got allergies too, so that's pretty cool. For anybody listening out there, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I have the other special host that is with Take Two Radio, and that's Jim Mallard. And his guest, now this is a re-air of his show, his guest is Adam Jackson of Riverbend Paranormal. So if you'd like to tune into that, starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then on Sunday, I have my Take Two Radio Junior show, which is for the kids. And I have children's author Richard Mastrantonio. I hope I'm saying that right because it's one of those long names. And we'll be talking to him for a few minutes, and then he's going to read his book live on air for the kids. And it's a really cute story, and it's called The Adventures of Gordon, a Little Duck-a-Bunny. So tune into that at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can check out for the links on take2radio.com, take2radiojunior.com as well. And that's it. Thanks, Mary, for another great show. Mary will be back again. We do this on the second and fourth Friday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, Pam, I do have one thing to say. For people who have children that are like 8 years old and up, and they are experiencing psychic abilities or medium abilities, my books are really good for them. It's on the level for everybody to read. So that would be Psychic Talk 2, or Soothing Messages from Heaven. The first two tell everybody what it's like to be a psychic and a psychic medium. So this would be really, really good for even kids to read.
Oh,
okay,
great,
I'm done.
Great. Yeah, that there's kids out there doing that, and a lot of them don't understand it. And what's even worse is their parents can't help them because they don't understand it or they don't believe it. So that's great that you have those books out there for them. So thanks again, everybody. Thanks. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're for everybody to read, not just kids. But thank you for having me again tonight, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Care.
You
All
too.
Right, everybody
Bye-bye.
have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit take2radio.com.